Hey guys, Adam Garcia here with Shortstop Studios, and today we are at Apex Studios in downtown LA, and we have come here today to do a first impressions review of the Sony A6300, a 4K internal recording camera at a price point of under $1,000, and we're going to go over the pros and cons of this camera so you know if it's the camera that's right for you. So a lot of you guys have been talking about the Sony A6300 ever since its release, and I know why. I mean, you're getting an amazing camera which is giving you 4K internal recording at a price point of $995. I mean, that's pretty awesome. Another great feature besides the 4K with the Sony A6300 is the amazing low light capabilities. This thing can compare to the Sony A7S1, where you can practically see in the dark with this thing, which is an amazing feature to have at such a cheap price point. This is an amazing low light camera. The Sony A6300 is a compact, lightweight, small point-and-shoot looking camera. The body is half plastic, half metal. It feels great in your hands. It's not too small. One of the things I don't like is the record button placement. It's still at the back of the camera like the Sony A7S1 and A7S2. I think it gets in the way a little bit. There's a plethora of options to tinker with in the menus, including markers for grids, such as your thirds grids, cross grids, square grids. You have aspect ratios, super 35mm option, Wi-Fi connection, zebras, histograms, color profiles to choose from, peak assist, customizing your monitor, and finer settings displayed, all within the menus of this camera. So you're getting, a lot of menu options for such a cheap price point. Also on the Sony A6300, you do have 3 custom buttons, C1, C2, C3, so you can customize those buttons for whatever quick access menu settings you need. Now, looking at the 16 to 50mm kit lens, it's kind of a cheaper feeling lens. The button for the zoom kind of wiggles around, so it feels a little cheap and plasticky. The autofocus is a little bit delayed on the 16 to 50mm, but surprisingly for how cheap it is, it's quite a cool little lens. And of course, I'm sure all you guys are excited about the 120 frames per second at 1080p. I've been using Canon DSLRs for a long time, and I've been stuck to the 60 frames per second at 720p for a long time. So having a full 120 frames per second at a full resolution of 1080 is a great perk, and definitely plan to use it on my next music video shoot. The battery life on the Sony A6300 was quite surprising. I was running around the airport for what must have been about 2 hours in Denver, and I only got the battery down to about 35%. I was cutting on and off the camera intermittently, but it was mainly on and I was shooting a lot of stuff. So for the battery to last that long, I'm quite impressed. So what's the catch with the A6300? Well, the major drawback at this point is going to be the rolling shutter. The rolling shutter on the Sony A6300 is quite atrocious, so when you start to get into high movement on a glide cam or handheld, you definitely start to see the rolling shutter take place. Now, something I think you guys need to know if you're about to purchase a Sony A6300 is how to turn on your S-Log2 and S-Log3 modes. In Picture Profile 7, if you click to the right after Picture Profile 7, it gives you the option to change it to S-Log2 or S-Log3 at that point. Otherwise, you are going to be in a standard picture profile. So go ahead and switch your cameras to S-Log2 or S-Log3 in the Picture Profile 7 if you'd like to get that flat image for a very cinematic look. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with the Sony A6300 for the price point of $995 brand new, and I believe it's $1195 with the kit lens. I'd advise, if you don't already have any lenses, to go ahead and pick it up with the kit lens. Sony has really brought their A game with the FS7, FS5, A7S2, and A6300, so you're probably going to see a lot more Sony on this page for the remainder of 2016. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. It's a very quick first impressions review of the Sony A6300. I hope to do a full hands-on review here in the next few weeks once I get to play with the camera a little bit more. I'd just like to thank Apex Studios for allowing me to shoot here. These guys are awesome if you ever need studio space in downtown LA. So I hope you like this first impressions review of the Sony A6300. Like, subscribe, and go out there and go shoot some shit. I'm Adam Garcia with Shortstop Studios.